Welcome to Dino World. Oh wait, wrong show. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is going to be my review of the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Episode 9, Wonderful Jurassic. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I really enjoyed this episode, mostly because Yuga got a new card here, and his dueling style is not as repetitious as it was before, and I'll also admit I got a good chuckle out of the whole dinosaur theme of this episode. But we'll talk about all that soon enough. So at risk of further rambling though, let's move on to the actual episode. So the episode begins at this construction site here, and construction is halted because of what the construction workers believe is a monster they see on the construction site. There are these big glowing red eyes coming out of this fog-like mist. They think it's a monster, they run and scatter, and word ultimately gets out into the city that they were scared off by a monster. And Rook and Yuga immediately think that it is Gozi, and Gozi of course is this monster that was supposedly created by Goha's corporation's experiments gone awry, and Gakuto and Roman are like, no, don't be ridiculous, there is no such thing. But Rook and Yuga are ultimately interested in this. They want to go find Gozi, so they're off on the hunt here, and Gakuto and Roman very reluctantly are right behind them. And it's ultimately during this search that they run into Dino Goha Second Elementary Dual Research Club, and that is Gota, Goto, and Hakabutsu. And as they're talking to them, they realize that they're after the same thing, so they decide to team up and try to search for Gozi, because they think that Gozi is a real-life dinosaur, and that's where this episode kind of took a turn into Jurassic Park territory for me. But anyway, these guys are searching for Gozi, and ultimately they decide to take a break, and we learn that the research club is actually not interested in Gozi at all. They're actually interested in the relic, and they want to find the relic before they do to sell it for a boatload of money. Their plan, of course, is overheard by Rook, who is not going to stand for this, and he calls them out for it. And so ultimately they end up deciding that they need to settle this with a rush duel. If Yuga wins the rush duel, then they have to call off this ridiculous search for Gozi. However, if Yuga loses, they can continue the search for Gozi. And so, yeah, Yuga and Hakabutsu decide to duel it out. Hakabutsu, of course, uses a Dino deck. He'd make Go, Nizaka, and Rex Raptor extremely proud here, a new Dino deck here. And he does manage to do a decent amount to Yuga's life points. Yuga is knocked all the way down to 800 life points, and Yuga decides to abandon the search in the course of the duel. He shuts down his drone, and he's like, nope, this search is over. And Rook, of course, is not having any of this. He's like, nope, then I'm going to go off with the research team, and we're going to find Gozi. Rook is still bound set determined that they are going to find Gozi, or at the very least the relic, and Yuga is not wanting any of this. So Yuga decides he's got to end this duel. And then we get introduced to a new card of Yuga's, and that is the 7th generation of Kuribot. And basically this card allows you, for 500 life points, you can return it to your hand and play all of the Kuribots in your hand. So Yuga pulls this off. He brings out 3 of them and ultimately tributes 2 of them for Seven's Road. And when Seven Roads come out, Yuga fails to defeat Hakabutsu in one swell attack here. However, Yuga is not bound determined here, because as soon as Hakabutsu continues on and finishes his turn, Yuga comes in and finishes off, or at least thinks we're going to finish off the duel here, with a new monster, and that is Full Meteor Impact, a new Yuga's ace card here. And what this card does is you release it, and it destroys all level 6 or higher monsters on your opponent's side of the field. Kind of an OP effect. It's kind of like the Firewall Dragon, in my opinion, of rush dueling. I don't think it'll take too long for this thing to end up on a ban list somewhere. But anyway, so yeah, Full Meteor Impact comes out, uses its effect, destroys Hakabutsu's field, but ultimately does not wipe him out of this duel, and Hakabutsu, of course, survives on for one more turn, and then Yuga ultimately wins on his final turn with Elemental Road and Seven's Road Magician, and the duel ends off with the search kind of being suspended. They don't go on this search anymore. And we learned that Gozi was actually mistaken for a construction rig at the very end of the episode. It wasn't a monster at all. It was basically like this big infrastructure for construction, and the glowing red eyes was just heating pipes. And yeah, it's kind of a fitting end for this episode to learn that Gozi isn't really a real thing. Sorry to crush the Jurassic Park lovers out there. But with that said, everybody, that was essentially the episode. Like I said, I really enjoyed this episode because it's got dinosaurs. What person doesn't like dinosaurs here? It kind of reminds me a little bit of Jurassic Park here. Dino decks are really underappreciated in Yu-Gi-Oh! They always have been, but that said, though, Yuga got a new ace monster here, which is OP as all get out, and I'm really happy that Yuga is doing something different other than Seven's Road here. And of course, the 7th generation Kuriboh, we knew we were going to get a new iteration of Kuriboh at some point, and here it is with Kuribot. But with that said, everybody, that was the main highlights of this episode for me. Overall, I give this episode an 8 out of 10. It was a good episode. It was a decent episode. There were just some things that, are ultimately not going to be achieved here. But with that said, everybody, as always, in the comments section down below, let me know what your guys' thoughts were about this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? What were your thoughts? Just let me know in the comments section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. All right, everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.